Okay, so
okay,
two things.
Okay, no, so
okay, what?
This is Auto Collabs.
What? Just a minute.
but
You, Spider-Man. You're on mute.
I've heard a couple of things about where our guest today comes from. First, Connecticut. I can't think Connecticut without Who's the Boss. Just
Samantha. I wish her name was Samantha.
Samantha. And I can't think Connecticut now because Dave Portnoy has embedded in my brain so deeply that New Haven style pizza is the best pizza in the world. And I'm just so jealous that our guest, Christina Cuatto, did I say it right? Cuatto?
Or Tina.
Cuatto. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Comes to us from
It's
Connecticut.
probably a little, yeah, I know. I'm going to see myself out of this one because Paul's got the Philly connection. There's obviously a name connection there with the Cirillo.
Hey,
and anytime you get two letters next to each other in the last name, Cirillo gets excited, you know. But hey, we're hanging out with Tina today. We really hope that you enjoy this conversation.
Hey, Tina, it's great to have you again. Everybody on this screen is already smiling.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me back.
You know, Kyle made an amateur mistake pre-podcast.
Messed up, man. That's right. The people didn't need to know.
Is that he said Michael and I are going to just not talk for the first 5 minutes of this podcast while Paul and Tina talk about Philly.
Unbelievable.
And go Birds. Okay, we're done. There you go. Enough go Birds. And why?
Okay.
Because we're not in football season anymore. I mean, Phillies are kind of doing their dumbness, but we're good with this. We're good with this. Tina, thanks for joining us again. What does summertime look like for you? I was just having a conversation with Laurie Halter with Charisma, the PR agency, and we were like just talking about summer vibes in the industry partner space are different. A lot of which because like you call your clients like your dealer and like people are on vacation. People are a bit like there's a lot of getting ready and positioned for September. So what does the summertime look like for you and around the halls of DealerOn?
Honestly, nothing has slowed down. I feel like the road runner and I can't believe it's post July 4th. Like we have just been go, go, go. It's really because I think of, the acquisition of Synchro. We've just been trying to get all of our products aligned, people aligned, process. So it has been absolutely nonstop on the product side.
Give us the inside scoop on what an acquisition looks like from your seat.
Especially another website company.
Yeah,
I know.
This was really interesting. The Synchro folks, their products, their people, very much aligned with the DealerOn culture. So it was very natural. But of course, you still need to integrate two very large technical teams, product teams, understand their products and features and try to unify so that our collective DealerOn dealers are getting the both the best system. So it's been nonstop since last September.
Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, you're very, very busy. Do you have like a season kickoff? Like, is it like when September hits and people go back to school? Does kind of the temperature change? Start looking into the end of the year.
Yeah, we're always really focused at what are we going to present at NADA. So we're really starting to focus on that and where we want to collaborate and especially bringing a lot to the show this year with the combined product force.
Yeah, I think about anyone that's in product or development right now, like the pressure of the world in product and development when you've got companies like Gemini and GPT and OpenAI and even to some degree Google and Microsoft, like pushing the boundaries so quickly, and then people thinking they're doing something when they're vibe coding, even though they're not really doing something, and like asking their product, people that they buy products from, like, what have you done for me lately? What are you doing? I can't imagine the like hustle that kind of almost falsely creates around a company that's
a great question.
Like, how are you dealing with that balance with like people coming to you kind of expecting, this like multinational, like, $500 billion investment thing and the pace that it's moving versus like, hey, we have to serve our dealers today. You know, like what does that look like?
We have that all the time. And I think AI, search engines, Gemini, vibe coding, all of that has really just amplified it. We're trying to stay very focused in what we do best, talking with dealers, trying to solve problems and building scalable solutions. So that's really what we've been focused on. We're all trying to vibe code too and just understand new systems and how can we get things to market faster? How can we get things into the hands of our developers faster, but still making sure that we're kind of following DealerOn design and our ethos of the UX team and all of that. So it's been interesting, but a challenge. And there's so much still to discover on that front.
It's like, I feel like every industry, I can tell you that like my dog's vet experiences this. Any profession, like accountants, lawyers, right? Like we're talking about vibe coding, but everybody is, or like people who know are leveraging the knowledge and the accessibility of knowledge and be able to execute things so fast that everyone who is a professional who knows their craft is being challenged much more than they ever have, because someone who doesn't know can know enough to be dangerous really quickly. And I guess we're really not careful. I mean, we're the three of us goons on this call, like we're super guilty of this, right? Because somebody tells us something, we're like, well, let's see about that, Mr. Attorney, right? You know, I think if we're not careful about it though, and we can't guide people in the right way, you can either offend them, right? Or you can appear defensive, or you can just waste a lot of time.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting, this industry, and the more that I'm talking with dealers, there's a lot of really, really smart, innovative dealers. And it's fun to kind of bounce ideas off of each other. We have our CAB, our client advisory board, and that's been a really nice kind of safe space to talk to a group of like-minded dealers that are trying to push the boundaries a little bit. So that we just had one of our recent discussions, and AI was a topic. How are you using AI? Are you using it in the dealership? Are you using it in your personal life? And we're trying to take the focus that it's more than just a chat service, right? It's more than just a conversational service. Yeah. So how are we bringing that into the products that are actually going to solve dealerships' problems at the end of the day?
What do you think that next problem is? Because there's like, if there's one .ai company, there's 83, right? So they just they grow on trees, right? Starting today. Like, what do you think the next layer is? Because I think, there's been some things around like data models. There's been some things around, like chatbots that have been kind of recreated within Auto. There's, the whole like service AI, like answering phone calls. Like, what do you think that next problem is that the industry is going to discover? Or what are you all working on maybe that you think is like the next frontier of, no, this is actually what AI is meant to do. It's a deeper proposition than just kind of like I'll call it simple. It's not perfectly simple chat, right? Where's it headed?
I'm not great at predicting the future, right? But I can
come on. They told us you were.
I can give you a little, peek about how we're thinking about it, right? So anecdotally, we have a product called Cyrus. We came out with it about 5 years ago. It's a digital assistant. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Probably not, because it didn't make a splash in the market. It was all natural language understanding, decision trees, no human backed. And at that point, dealers were like, no, I still need my BDC to pick up the phone. I still need the manning chat. Like, no. We are reimagining that because the appetite is different now with dealers. The market's different.
For sure.
So you'll see that reinvented on the DealerOn website soon. And we're also thinking it's more than chat, right? It's how can we amplify our analytics platform? How can we make data more digestible for dealers? How can we help with vehicle merchandising? So those are kind of some of the use cases that we're working on right now that you'll see before the end of the year.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
I've been silent this whole time because I'm like half foot in the ballpark of like, I'm so excited about AI and I feel like a mad scientist and I'm vibe coding and I'm doing things that my dev team didn't ever think I would talk to them about. And then I've got one foot on the side where I'm like, I might be 6 months away from wearing like a tweed blazer with like elbow patches and talking about the dangers of AI.
Okay.
I want to say
you already have that jacket. You know.
I see it in my mind's eye. So.
It's so clear.
Speak with a British accent. And
there's a pipe involved.
My question is this. I think you and I did a panel, not at this last ASOTUCon, the one before. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about, I don't think it was supposed to be the topic, but we ended up going down a security kind of compliance and security channel.
We did.
From your perspective, I mean, overseeing product and now AI and all of these things, what are your thoughts about the security aspect of this in the vein of like, we could be on the verge of AI writing its own code to create all sorts of security issues that we don't even know will exist yet? And like, how do you get in front of that? Or what are your thoughts about how you get in front of that?
Yeah. So we have a team that we formed that's not only building some of our machine learning and AI tools, but also trying to set boundaries and guidelines for the rest of our development teams on how best to use it. So we're trying to understand what are the best models to use and partner with, and, you know, understanding and kind of writing guardrails for the rest of us. So it is really important for DealerOn to understand the security of introducing different models into our system.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of your software again that you said, your AI back in the day?
Oh, Cyrus.
Cyrus. I am so glad. See, I'm glad I asked, because I'm like, did she say it was called Virus? Oh. I'm like, that is such a weird name for a...
No.
Cyrus, like Miley.
Named for Ali's dog.
Miley Cyrus.
At least that's no. At least that's what I heard. His fake
I have
dog,
to inject this while I'm on the mic. I got to inject this because it's one of my funniest, earliest experiences in automotive, and it has to do with DealerOn.
Oh gosh. Okay.
This was before this was before anybody even knew me or knew I existed. I was just a rando, bald-looking Franklin the Turtle guy from Canada that people thought was weird. You guys hosted an after party at a digital dealer in Tampa.
Story's getting better by the minute.
Those parties were wild, I heard.
You hosted DealerOn hosted a party, and it was I want to say it was at a club called Mangoes or something like this. And it was like where they have the live band, and it's like, you know, cool Latino style music, and there were dancers on it, and then there's all the dealers, and it's an open bar, and I'm like got my Latin heritage, and I'm up there.
Yeah, it sounds like Oh, you're dancing?
I'm dancing up on the balcony because I'm feeling the vibes, and the dealers are all drinking and having fun and this and that. And then one of the dancers like, all right, everybody, on the count of 3, we're going to jump. You know, and the music starts escalating. Da, 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 da. 3, 2, 1. The music erupts. I'm like, da! And I'm the only one moving. And everyone's like, everyone's staring at the stage like that.
That's fun. That sounds like some dealers. Yeah. That sounds right.
Now, why am I telling you this? Because it makes me think.
Why are you telling us this story, Michael?
It makes me think about the percentages of the industry, to your point, that are leaning in and getting involved and going, yeah. And then how many, there must have been 600 people in there. One of us named Michael Cirillo got in with the instructions and leaned in and was like, yeah, let's go. And then there were 599 other people just staring blankly into the abyss of like how to participate. So from DealerOn's perspective, with new and emerging technology, with all of the things you guys are developing, how do you encourage maybe the rural dealer who doesn't quite know what's going on out there, that this is real, that you need to get involved and that you need to participate, and that it's something that you should absolutely be paying attention to?
Great story leading up to that question.
Wow. I mean,
that is a good question, though. I think just talking to dealers, right? And so not bringing it back to the cab again, but just getting a diverse group of mindsets as well, and making sure that we can have a use case that fits every type of dealer, right? You're going to have the dealers that are vibe coding themselves or understanding what vibe coding means, and others that are like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But if you're able to say, this will solve a problem for you, then I think they're more likely to adopt it. But I mean, we're all taking risks here, but we don't want to feel like we're, being left behind, getting run over by something new.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk about something else new that I haven't actually got to talk to you. We didn't even talk about this at ASOTU, and I didn't get to talk to you after I saw it announced at DMSC. Okay. But you guys have done a really cool thing in your back end. I think like a lot of times, and we're seeing more and more providers break the norm on this in like, hey, we want to be good partners to the other partners, right? That used to be like form a moat around yourself and don't let anyone else in because they'll wreck they'll wreck everything, right? But like we're starting to see more and more partners across the industry go, no, we're great at partnering with these other people. It's not just about building an integration. It's about partnering. You guys introduced something that like really gave access to dealers to increase their level of partnership and adoption of stuff. Can you talk a little bit about like the thesis around why you did what you did and what the output
absolutely
was?
So it's called On Marketplace in our app store, and this was actually something that was pulled over from our Synchro acquisition, and we revamped it and we've been enhancing it. But yeah, just one of the many products that all of our collective dealer base can now take advantage of. So it is a way for dealers to find approved vendors and have that seamlessly be integrated onto their DealerOn website. It also gives those vendors access to this system to do their own enabling, disabling, and adjustments of their own product on the DealerOn website. And it just kind of just streamlines the process. It gives dealers an understanding of different vendors in the marketplace that they might not know about. So there's ways to search for digital shopping tools or chat products or service schedulers. And so it's really taken off. And I actually just got out of a call with one of our partners today, kind of showing them how they can do all of this themselves. Right now, they don't have to call into our support team and have cases and queues and all that kind of stuff. So, and with that as well, we're going to be releasing what we're calling a third-party scorecard. So kind of taking all of the information of all of those vendors and partners and GTMs that are on dealer sites and giving them the power to see how it impacts their site speed, how just having an understanding period of what is on their site, because there's so many times that they might not be the ones who are putting it, approving it or putting it on the site. And then 6-8 months down the line, they're like, wait, we canceled this, but that GTM code's still on our site. So it's going to be super powerful, game changer for our internal teams to have better conversations, but also put that visibility and real impactful metrics right in front of the dealer.
Which is so good because you pick up a website and you're like, oh, there's 18 GTM installs on here.
Yeah.
And they're all killing your web core vitals.
Exactly.
So what do you think? You have the purview into a lot of different places, a lot of different stores, a lot of different websites, a lot of different tech. If you were to say there is one kind of presiding question that dealers want answered, or one thing that they're asking for, what is the one thing? If they could have one thing in the tech, what do they want most? Or what's the thing that bubbles to the top?
I'm not going to talk tech too much because to me, I think it's communication, and it goes back to vendor communication and making sure that all of their vendors are aligned and acting as partners for the dealership.
So you're saying cross-vendor communication, right? Like everyone's working with one another that understands. I mean, gosh, how many conversations have we been in, guys, where it's like,
oh yeah,
that's the problem.
Well, because like these, like especially like a single rooftop, they're not hiring a 15-person marketing team that has deep tech understanding with 5 developers and right? They're leveraging these partnerships to be able to do that and try and get some of the similar like things that maybe I don't know, like you point to like what a Tesla has, right? From like a consumer experience perspective, but doing it at the dealership level. And that requires like leaning on and leveraging all these different tools and providers and services and softwares and all those type of things. And I agree, like creating that communication pathway it's hard, but it's super important.
From my point of view, that's really what I hear the most, right? How can we all be better partners together, be aligned with the dealership, big or small? I know we're hearing it with a lot of our enterprise dealers, larger groups, but we hear it across the board. And I really do think back to to our marketplace and app store, that will allow us to be better partners with some of these vendors too, right? We want you to join us. We want you to have visibility. We want to work together.
All right, this is the part of the show where you get to give people one piece of advice. These are dealers. I'm going to outline it. Dealers who are looking and trying to vet a vendor, what one question should they be asking? This could be any vendor. I know that's a big question to ask you on the spot, but I have confidence you can do it.
Do you pick up the phone and call when I have a problem?
Whoa, okay. You mean have an AI
That's a big
bot
deal.
answer?
Actually, Paul, we were having like an internal conversation where like that's important for human connection no matter what, right? It's like when I have a problem, I just need you to pick up the phone and call, not send an email thread, anything like that, right? Yeah. That's a strong one. Well, Tina, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, and I'm so glad we got to like run into each other a couple years ago at ASOTU for the first time. I feel like we've been friends since then, and in panels and conversations and all that. And you're a challenging personality within our industry. So thank you again for joining us here.
Thank you so much for having me. See you guys soon.
Man, Tina's just a baller. You can tell she's just in the scrum day in and day out. She's been on the beat at the industry events, and she's just someone who's just already ready to go.
You know what I'm so bummed about, though? I learned at one of the ASOTU cons now. How many are we on? I can't remember.
We're about to have number 5 this year. We have to have a special celebration.
Whoa. 5 already. I learned that she's a classically trained dancer.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, like ballet.
No big deal.
Like, all the things.
I know how that goes. My wife was
it's intense. So when you connect, when you say like she's a baller, it's like, because like her upbringing and dance and all that kind of stuff.
Discipline, intensity.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And then I was kind of bummed,
all the things.
We all have like different ventures and stuff like that, but like leading an organization with that many rooftops that it's involved in, like using your tech and having to like work within the current scenario of software is so hard, right? Because like you have to care for all of these rooftops, but continue to be innovative at the same time and push the boundaries like at least a similar looking pace to some of the big companies out there in the world. Like leading product in that world it's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think she's up for the challenge. Listen, on behalf of Michael Cirillo, Kyle Mountsier, and myself, thank you as always for joining us on Auto Collabs.
Welcome to Auto Collabs. Why are we recording? Are we rolling yet?